The long weekend saw the worst Queen's birthday road toll since 1989. 11 people died in motor accidents compared to 5 for the same period last year. And the people left to cope with that, families devastated by sudden loss, no chance to even say goodbye. Well, in April, that happened to Leash King. Her sister Kylie-Ann Rakic and her friend Virginia Keogh were killed in Northland by an American tourist who was driving on the wrong side of the road. Ms. Rakic was 8 months pregnant at the time with a daughter she'd already named Harper. Her 5-year-old daughter was a backseat passenger and survived. The driver was Thomas Springer, an American tourist who has a brain tumour. He took part in a restorative justice meeting with Leash and her family. He escaped a prison sentence, was disqualified from driving for 18 months in order to pay reparation to the families of $24,000. The family who have lost so much have now forgiven the man responsible. Leash King told me about meeting him at their restorative justice hui.
We all went around and told him who we were and how we felt and that. And then he got up and said what he wanted to say, how sorry he was. And, just watching him break down all the time was pretty hard.
It's a big thing, isn't it, to forgive somebody?
Yeah.
We know it was an accident, but it was such a terrible accident, and it was an avoidable accident. He was on the wrong side of the road. Was your initial inclination to forgive him, or were you angry at first?
At first I was angry, and then I remembered how my sister was. She was never an angry person. She never hated anybody. She was, had a real kind heart, and I thought, well, that's not in us to hate people. So, and I felt sorry for him. So I said to him, everything happens for a reason. It just so happens you were there at that time. If it wasn't you, it could have been somebody else. But the way I saw it was he had already been dealt a life sentence for his brain tumour, so I just gave him a hug and I said to him, try forgive yourself. We forgive you. And go home and spend whatever time left you have with your family.
You asked him to forgive himself?
Yeah.
What did he say back to you when you said that?
Oh, he said he couldn't. And I asked him, do you have to try? Because it'll eat you up. The brain tumour will eat you up faster than it is if you don't try and forgive yourself. But yeah, I felt really sorry for him.
Did you feel like you were carrying your sis with you during this time?
Yeah,
did you feel like she was with you?
Yeah, for sure. The whole time she was there. Yeah.
What do you think his take on the whole business of restorative justice? Because this is a very New Zealand thing to have happened. And in America, he could have faced a massive lawsuit, he could have gone to prison. It would have been, one imagines, much more litigious and antagonistic. How do you think he felt after it was all over?
I hope he felt okay. He looked fine after it was all over. He looked relieved that he didn't have to go to jail. I mean, I would have been too if I didn't have to go to jail. But yeah, I didn't get to see him after the court. I wanted to. I wanted to go and see him and give him another hug, because I gave him a hug at the restorative justice meeting.
Leash, you know what? When we first spoke, you were very upset, obviously.
Yeah.
This is a tragic, awful, appalling, preventable accident. But now you sound so full of forgiveness and generosity, and that's been over the course of just a few weeks. It's remarkable. How do you find yourself in this place?
I don't know. I'm a lot happier. I know, I couldn't carry on hating him. I've got a 5-year-old, my 5-year-old niece now I have to look after, and I can't live my life in hate, with hate in my heart, and try and bring up a 5-year-old.
So you raising Kylie-Ann's daughter?
Yes.
And how's she going?
She's okay. She's doing good. She's at school. She likes going to school, so I keep trying to keep her home with me for the day. I'm like, do you want to stay home? She's like, no, I want to go to school. So,
I bet you're doing a brilliant job of being her mum. What would you like to see?
So.
Oh, no, listen to you. I bet you are. What would you like to see happen now? Because what we have is somebody who has come to New Zealand on a magic holiday, who is, creating jobs. Tourists create jobs by being here, but he has also killed 2 people and an unborn baby by driving on the wrong side of the road. How do we get the balancing act right to not put people off coming to New Zealand, but preventing accidents like these?
I hope that our our system will change in some ways where, devices are installed in rental car company cars that, beep if they're going off the side of the road or beep if they're going on the wrong side of the road. It's just sad.
It's really hard, eh? Have you started a petition, Leash?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
And what are you calling for in that petition?
Something to change, some changes. Like I said, the device installed in cars, or even just a refresher driving course. Before they set out on their journeys on our roads.
Something more formal to remind people. Because the problem is, particularly in the far north, is you often end up on empty roads, don't you? And it's very easy when there's no traffic around you to kind of slip back into what you do at home and end up on the wrong side of the road, which is exactly what happened here.
Yeah, for sure. Not only that, we have our road sign system is shocking. You've got a lot of signage coming north. You've got nothing going south. So, things like that need to be addressed. The roads, signage. Before you actually get to that intersection that you're doing 70, that's got to change. It's got to be lower than that before you get there.
Particularly in tourism-heavy areas, right? Areas where people, and actually in this case, a not particularly big drive from Auckland Airport. So it's possible to fly into the country, get in a rental car and be there within 3 or 4 hours. That
was one of the things that sort of got to me, how he did a 13-hour flight, got here on the 29th and crashed on the 30th. They should have been made to sleep before they get a car, or, something has got to change.
Leash King speaking on behalf of her family about her sister and the way she died.